Miranda from the Parents for the Sustainable Travel Zone. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Your bus improvement proposals list fare subsidies first on the list and state that subsidising your £1, £2 singles would cost 16 to 20 million of your 50 million available. However, I note that the consultation responses show that frequency and reliability of services are bigger concerns than cost. Your report talks of, quotes, ensuring the bus is a more attractive financial option than the car, as if this is only possible when a £5 STZ charge is imposed. But for many journeys that people do right now, it is already the case that existing unsubsidised bus fares are cheaper than equivalent journeys by car. For example, my journey today, which was from Stapleford to Camborne, that's a round trip of 29 miles. Using the recommended figure of 45 pence per mile, if I'd come in the car, that would be £13 in overall car running costs. Whereas the standard Day Rider Plus bus fare covering this zone is only £7. But better than that, Stagecoach, in fact, offer discounted flexi tickets, which are sold as bundles of 5 or 10, valid for a whole 12 months. So even really quite infrequent bus users can benefit. And these cost just £4.75 each for the 10 Day Rider Plus tickets to use within a year. And if I'd been travelling twice as far, maybe from Haverhill, say, it would still be that same price on the bus, but of course, double the car costs. Even if I had a car which was really efficient, 60 miles per gallon, just the fuel alone from Haverhill to here and back would be around £7. Yet, as I understand it, your proposed expensively subsidised £1, £2 singles fare structure would in fact nearly double that Haverhill to Camborne return fare from the potential £4.75 now, with Day Rider Plus, to be £8, because it would involve 4 separate bus legs. As I've said, when you do a realistic comparison between overall car running costs and the current bus fares, it turns out that existing bus services are not totally unaffordable, which I was disappointed to hear one of you say on the radio recently. Indeed, within the very strangely shaped Day Rider zone, which doesn't reach Camborne but does go to St Ives, those Flexi 10 tickets are only £3 for all-day travel. If only more people knew about them. And the all-day nature of such tickets, in fact, really helps with trip chaining issues too. I, for instance, did some shopping on my way here, and I'm going to dinner on the way home. So, instead of £1, £2 single fares and expensively subsidising those, please, will the board prioritise in their bus package widely publicising the existing flexi ticket options, expanding the Day Rider zone, preferably, so it's not quite this funny shape, and ideally promoting realistic comparisons between bus fares and overall car running costs. Thank you.
On Ms Fyfe's question about bus fare subsidies, first, it's worth saying we're working closely with our colleagues at the Combined Authority to support them in their work on bus reform, which in itself has potential to give greater control and freedom on fares and ticketing in the area. More broadly, fare subsidies were part of the package that was put forward in the consultation for good reason. They can be delivered quite quickly. They can support with the cost of living crisis quite quickly. They're part of what sort of delivers a broadly progressive package. You are right to point out that bus fares do compare quite favourably with the total running costs of cars. The challenge with that is the behavioural evidence shows that people don't take the total running cost of cars into account. They take the sort of, sorry, I'm an economist, the marginal cost of their day's trip into account, which is a sort of problem in how you get people to change their behaviours. And so making sure that on a day-to-day basis when you step out of your door, the out-of-pocket costs of bus versus car feel like they incentivise you in the direction of not using your car was an important part of the package. All that said, of course, if revenues decrease by amendments to the STZ, there will be choices for the board about what's the appropriate balance of the spend between fares, between new services, between sustainable travel, in fact, and this point goes to a couple of the questions, there will be some decisions to make which are tricky. Just to flag that the £2 and £1 flat rate fare wouldn't affect the cost of a day rider ticket. It would be if you were buying a single fare, so it wouldn't replace those flexi tickets.